Welcome back to Radio Oddities YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be reviewing the Alinco DR135DX, also known as the DR135UK or more recently the DX10. So this is a high frequency radio transceiver and it works all modes, AM, FM, SSB, and it transmits on the 10 meter band. So that's 28 MHz to 29.7 MHz. But if you've got the PC software and the connection cable, which it should be sold with, it can be reprogrammed to transmit from 25 meg up to 29.9 MHz. So Alinco sell this as a mobile radio. I do use this at my base station, although I think the real potential in this transceiver does lay in mobile operation. I've used it both mobile and as a base radio, and had more success whilst out mobile. But that's not to say it performed poorly in the shack. It has a transmitting power of between 1 and 12 watts, whilst using AM, FM and CW, and this is increased when switching to SSB to 25 watts max. The radio also offers 10Hz, 200Hz channel spacing, with 40 channels memory per bank, with a maximum of 60 via the programming. So, aesthetically, the radio is very pleasing. As you can see, it's got a good strong LCD display, which is quite clear. Now, older versions of this radio, I think around 2015 manufacture, do have very poor LCD displays, LED displays. I used to have a 2015 model, which was the DR135UK, and the display wasn't very good. You couldn't see it in the sunlight, and it actually broke. The display stopped working. So, and I think that is a common known fault with these radios. So the LED display, it's got multicoloured options. So let's take a look. You've got red, purple, green, light blue, and you've got a rainbow setting as well, which is quite cool. I'll just turn the light off so you can see it a bit more clearly. So aesthetically, very pleasing on the eye. So built-in options on this radio include an LED S-meter, which you can see just at the bottom here, but as the band's very quiet, it's not very active. And it's also got a built-in SWR meter, so if I key up, you can see at the bottom there that there is no standing wave ratio, thanks to my very expensive antenna. The one thing I will say about the built-in SWR meter, if you are using this radio mobile and you may be using a Moonraker Springer antenna on your car and your standing wave ratio is a little bit too high, one, this isn't as accurate as a normal SWR meter, you know, a standard analog one, standalone one that you plug into your radio, and it also has the potential to trip your signal out. If this SWR meter goes above a certain point on this LCD display here, it will cut your transmission out. It'll stop transmitting and you'll hear a nice bleeping sound, which is quite annoying, because as I say, this SWR meter here isn't as accurate as your normal SWR meters, so it is a bit of a pain sometimes when it does cut you off air. So there is a 3.5mm jack around the back for an external speaker, and there's also a CW key jack if you are wanting to use Morse code. So the microphone connector is a 6-pin fitting, and the antenna connector is PL259 to SO239. The radio itself is quite small and compact. It fits in my car perfectly, and I believe you can buy a DIN mount for it to fit it into your car. I have it, like I say, here in my shack and around the sides here. I have the bracket that it came with, and it hangs on the shelf. So it weighs roughly 1.5 kilograms, and the dimensions are 173mm wide, 51mm high, and 238mm in depth. So let's take a look at the radio itself, what's on the faceplate. So here you've got your different settings For modes of transmitting, you've got CW, you've got AM, FM, USB and LSB. So as you can see, you just change them round and then you can hear the difference in the background noise as you're going through different modes of transmitting. You've got a little function button here because each one of these buttons has two different functions. So the first one here is a Roger bleep. So if you click that, it'll come up and that's deactivated my Roger bleep. I have a Roger bleep on mine because I quite like them for nostalgic purposes. But if you click it again, you'll see at the bottom here it says RB to show that your Roger bleep is active. And you've got all sorts of different buttons here. You've got a scan button. You can change it to high cut if your signal is just a little bit off and you're using an antenna that isn't quite the correct size. You can up and that's deactivated my Roger bleep. I have a Roger bleep on mine because I quite like them for nostalgic purposes. But if you click it again, you'll see at the bottom here it says RB to show that your Roger bleep is active. And you've got all sorts of different buttons here. You've got a scan button. You can change it to high cut if your signal is just a little bit off and you're using an antenna that isn't quite the correct size. You can fit to high cut and that will help you out. This is your button here for your S meter and your SWR meter. You can turn the LCD display off here. And again, along the bottom here, this is your volume knob. So you can turn it up and you can turn it down. And then just behind it here is your squelch. So as you can see, the squelch has gone out now, it's cut out. And then it's back again. So you do also have echo on this radio, which again is this little knob here. And then the tone here. So you have RF gain as well onto the next button, and behind it is your RF power, your transmitting power. So that's turned all the way down, or if you're like me, you turn it all the way up. And another fascinating little thing here is your clarifier. So as I turn that round, it's just going to tune your clarifier on the end there. And then of course to the right here, changes your frequency and which channel you want it setting at. I think I was parked on 28500 waiting for a call, but I don't think I'm going to get one. And then just to the left here is A, B, C, D, E, F band. As I've said previously, it is default setting 40 channels per bank. So 40 channels A, 40 channels B, 40 channels C. But with the programming software and the tool, it moves up to 60. So as you can see there, we'll turn it all the way around to 60 and then it's back down to 1. And you've got that A, B, C, D, E, F all the way across. So this radio covers quite a wide range of frequencies as well as your normal 10 meter band. I do have it specifically set up just for 10 meters. So that's my review on the Alinco DR135DX. Have you got one of these radios? Do you like it as much as I do? I love this radio. It's a personal favourite of mine. As I've said before, I bought one before and it broke. So I bought this one new. And I bought this one new for around £180 online. So it's a cheap radio, it's very reliable, and it's a good radio to get onto the 10 meter band with. Thank you for watching the video. Please share, please subscribe again, and please comment below on your thoughts on this radio and if you'd recommend it. And once again, thanks for watching the video. 7 threes.